Hey guys, what is going on? NGS back again for another video. I'm getting ready to, well, not really review, more discuss a certain film franchise that I thought I said my piece on multiple times now, but you know, it's gotten to the point where people can't actually go to said videos and reference a certain point when it's literally right there in front of them. They're denying it. So I felt that maybe if the title says it, oh my god, they might actually go and look at the video to see what I'm talking about. And when I was getting ready to record the video, as I always do, I always get it in my mind a day or two before, unless it's an on-spot video. I was explaining myself and the reasons behind said things because of something, more so in the entire video than I was actually the thing I was discussing, reviewing. So I thought that it was better overall if I just did an entire video on it, because it frees up time in that video, as well as if people want to actually see what I have to say on it, well, here's the video. So that is the video in particular. I'm sorry if I'm kind of scatterbrained at the moment. I'm running on like no sleep right now. I've been awake for like 28 hours, just trying to get my sleeping patterns back in order. So if I just constantly days out, you know, I got my Pepsi over there, so woo, and it's like 102 degrees right now. Anyway, what we're going to be talking about today is adapting, adaptations, the art of adapting, source material, and what is the true definition of faithful. Now, I see this, well, more and more frequently these days, since there have been quite a lot of comic books made into movies. It doesn't matter what you say, these are adaptations, so of course there are going to be big changes. It gives the directors whatever the heck they want to do with the films. They can do what they want. Newsflash, people, when it comes to adaptations, that doesn't give a director or screenwriter free rein to do whatever the hell they want to said characters, to said story arcs, motivations, etc., etc. Because what are you doing in adapting? Plain and simple, you're transferring one work from this medium to another. That's it. Plain and simple. I can't over-exaggerate it more than I've already done. That's pretty much all you're doing. You're just taking one work and reworking it so it works in another. Now, people are going to say that, oh yeah, but that means they have to do changes because it's going to be different. No. The experience, how it's portrayed, in the sense how the story is told, not necessarily the actual subject matter of the story, like the unfolding events, how it is told is going to be a different experience no matter what. Because if you're playing a video game and then you see that translated into a novel, there are certain things that just don't work. You know, what makes a good book does not always make a good movie, and the Lord of the Rings hold that point up every single time. So what do? They make changes that still respect the source material, but they make it workable in film. They don't go out and completely change it simply for the sake of adapting it, or if it's too hard. You know what I'm saying? They do have rules and regulations that they must adhere to. Adapting is not just, let me make my own story, take a popular comic book license. Like, how would you feel? How would you feel if I took Wolverine, I took Wolverine, right? I put him in a modern day setting where he gets his powers from vampires, and he goes around the city killing innocent peoples because they took his burritos. Would that really make any sense at all? His entire motivation is solely based on burritos. Yeah, you see how stupid that sounds? Well, that's how stupid it can get sometimes. Maybe a stupid example will actually hit home with the people who still don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're writing your own story and then just slapping a comic book franchise name or a big license, that is not adapting at all. That is just simply you BSing and trying to make a quick buck. Now, when it comes to adapting, two things are guaranteed for sure. Artistic vision and director style are going to play a hand in how this thing is perceived. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what you what you try to do, no matter how faithful you want to be, your own style, your little nuances are going to be present in the said material. Is that a problem? In most cases, no, because with most directors you can't really see them, and if you do see them, they don't affect the material in such a way that it's disrespectful to the source. And when you adapt, well, in more recent years, in most cases, they've tried to become more of a hybrid, but there are always two ways of adapting. You could adapt by the source material, which in this context means characters, plots, storylines, etc., like those big iconic things. Or you could adapt by the spirit. Alright? And like I said recently, they've tried to fit a way of both, getting in as much of the source as well as the spirit behind it. I've seen this a lot with the film that will not be named. I'm not going to say its name. As well as the other film that will not be named. I can't think of a really... I'm the juggernaut, bitch! There we go, I came up with something. So in... And I'm the juggernaut, bitch! I see people saying that, oh my god, look, they got all these characters in there, and wow, they're adapting Spider-Man No More and the Cure story. That must mean it's awesome by default! No. Because, frankly, what made us love those characters? What made us love those arcs? What made us love the things behind them? It was the foundation, the motivation. Every single little thing that made you enjoy reading it. All that stuff. So are you telling me that they're trying to take all that junk, throw it into a movie, not have any plausible explanation why they're doing this? They're completely stepping all over what the artist was originally trying to do. Are you telling me that that is faithful, simply having all of this stuff in there? No. Just because they have a lot of the source material does not automatically mean it's faithful. Because if it's shoehorned there for no reason whatsoever, nothing is explained, and if it is, if it's pretty damn half-assed, that does not make a good movie at all. It's not even faithful, because the appeal for those characters, all that junk, is not there. It's gone. It's what came before, which is why when it came to, oh god, I don't want to say this movie's name either. Oh, fuck. When it came to, for those who are on my Justin TV, the movie that got me shut down from Justin TV, when it came to that, if they were going to do a sequel to that movie, it would suck because it would be based off the characters established in the first movie. If they were going to do the sequel to that movie that got me shut down on Justin TV, that was adapting Z, it wouldn't work. It'd be half-assed. So you guys really should think again when it comes to adapting what is faithful and really when is the wool being pulled over our eyes. Adapting, the experience for one is going to be something interesting to see nonetheless, because it's just two different mediums, you know, changing. That's the interesting thing regardless, as well as that simply because they're adapting does not give them the right to change it. Change what we loved about the characters. It has to be within reason. If they are gonna, in some cases, if there are certain things that don't work well on film and they have to change it for the sake of working well on film, that's great. That's been done numerous times before. They still keep what you loved about the characters, what made them so great in the original source, but they made them a bit more workable in the movies so it doesn't look ridiculous or convoluted. You know what I'm saying? We've done that before. And there's no reason why we can't do it now. It's just Hollywood trying to make these characters more appealable to the people who have never seen the work before. They want to go for the cliche stereotypes. You know, that's pretty much what it is. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say on adapting people. Simply because it's an adaptation does not mean it gives them the right to do whatever the heck they want and then slap the label on it. No, that's just you writing your own story, making up bullshit and just using the name for Oh, excuse me, let me get a drink one more time before I finish up that part. For money. The way in which the story is told, not the actual subject matter, like the story unfolding, the way in the way in which it's told is going to be relatively different. However, the subject matter, how the story unfolds, the actual, you know what I'm saying, I can't explain it even easier. Yeah, that still has to remain intact. What means you love the characters has to remain intact. Their motivations have to remain intact. This isn't an alternate universe, a different dimension. No, because if it were an alternate universe or a different dimension, then these characters would still have the traits that made them these characters. Sure, they might be in different situations, but their appeal would still be there because that's not changed at all. Events unflow differently, but yeah, they still keep to their characters. You know what I'm saying? So most of the time, these really wouldn't classify much as alternate universes or different dimensions or whatever because their motivations, everything, are completely skewed and it's supposedly the same events. That don't make sense much, people. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm NGS signing out, and like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace.